Hi everyone, we see again. Okay, in this video, in this lesson, we are going to tell and we are going to learn about the important question. I said the important question is how. So today's also we learn about the how, right? So we can talk about, we have the how go. How do you go to school? We can say I go to school by bus, like that. For the transportation we have finished. And another one we have the how often do you go? We can say sometimes, usually we can say. And we already finished about how long and how old, how tall. So we have finished those kinds of things. Today's also we are going to learn about how. So you may see how we have to learn many hows, but that how is very important in spoken English and very useful for you when you speak English. Okay, so we are going to learn that one. Okay, so the question is, we will start with the how. The same thing like before, we will start with the how, the question, right? So you can just say about just the answer, right? So we are going to learn with the how. So the how, the question is, normally do you laugh or do you sleep? You can say yes, I sleep, right? And the question is, how do you sleep? Very easy. The question is, how do you sleep, right? So normally we can say, how do you go to school? You can say I go to school by bus. How often do you sleep? I always sleep like that at night. Or maybe you can say, how old are you? We finished. But today's question is a little bit different. The question is, how do you, the question like the same, how do you sleep? Or how do you laugh? And how do you live like that? We have many questions. So for that one, we will divide two parts, like the two parts. The first one is just one word. So the answer is just one word. And the second part is, we will say it with the 2 words, 3 words we say. But first one, we will say with it just one word, right? Okay, so the question is, how do you sleep? Same, right? And how do you eat? The question, right? So we can say, I eat hungrily, or you can say, I eat heartily. Your heart, this one is your heart. Heartily. Heartily is ayapaya mi shape. Heartily. I laugh loudly. How do you laugh? I laugh loudly. You can say loudly. How do you sleep? I sleep soundly. You don't get up and you're sleeping soundly. So how do you sleep? The question. And we can say, how do you smile? Are you smiling now? If you haven't finished, you need to smile, right? You need to smile, okay? So because I believe when you listen to this, when you watch these videos, at the time you've already finished some exercises, some warm up, or you have to move your bodies like that, right? Okay, if you haven't finished, now pause the video and you have to do, okay? You have to do. There's a kind of the order, right? It's okay, no problem. If you follow, it's okay. So we can say, how do you smile? Are you smiling? Yes, I'm smiling. Okay, how do you smile? You can say, I smile beautifully. Okay, can you smile beautifully? Okay, smile, right? Okay, you can smile. I think your smile is beautiful, right? Okay, so you say, I smile beautifully, right? We can say, how do you smile? I smile beautifully. How do you laugh? I laugh heartily. Oh, the heartily is a little bit different. Heartily, with your heart. That means you say with your heart. You laugh with your heart, right? So heartily here, ayapaya shi. Sa ro ayapaya sa le myin shi sa. Di ma le ayapaya shi. Okay, and we can say, how do you run? I ran quickly, right? You can say. And here also English. How do you speak English? The question, how do you speak English? You can say, I speak English very well. Or you can say, I speak English a little. The question is, right? And how do you speak Chinese? I speak Chinese a little, right? Okay, ni hao, like that, right? We can say. So we have that one, a little or well, you can say. How do you speak English? And how do you write an essay? You have to write an essay. So how do you write an essay? Alright, I write an essay easily. Like that, right? Okay. And we have, how do you drive a car? How can you drive a car? Like that. And I drive a car angrily, right? You can say angrily. And how do you ride a motorbike? You can ride a motorbike slowly. Motorbike, also Mr. Bean, right? Mr. Bean ride a bike or motorbike, that's it, slowly. How do you live? I live freely. No problems, no worries. I live freely. I live alone, like that we can say, right? And how do you play football? I play football happily. You play football happily, right there. And how do you go to school? I go to school quickly, right? I think you can understand, right? I go to school quickly. So you can say I don't go to school quickly. That is another one side. This one is, the question is, how do you, right? The question, you can say I go to school slowly. Do you go to school slowly? You can say I go to school quickly. I go to school slowly. I don't go to school quickly. I don't go to school slowly, you can say. And the question is, how do you go to school? So for that one, you can say I go to school quickly, right? So that is today's lesson. Is we are talking about the question how, right? So normally we have to use that one. Normally, right? How do you get up? I get up. You can say quickly, slowly, lazily. You get up, right? And also you get up early morning. You get up, and also lazily. I don't want to get up, right? Right. So at the time we can say I get up lazily. So we have many things. Do you listen to my audios? Do you watch my videos? This video? So you watch this video carefully. How do you watch this video? I can ask you. So you can say I watch your videos carefully. You can say like that. I listen to your audios carefully, like that. So you need to listen to my videos, audios like that carefully, right? So that is three lessons. Very simple, right? The question is, how do you do? How do you go? How do you sleep? How do you eat? Like that. Very simple. If we have the before lessons, or if you are fluent, or maybe if you are excellent in other videos, this how is very easy. You have to add one word. That is the one part. Okay, so this is, we have the one part, and second part I'm going to tell you, right? Second part. The question is the same. For example, and how do you go to the market? Right? For the how, we can say very easily. For the how, we can say, how do you go to school? How do you go to the market? We can say with the transportation. I go to the market by motorbike, by car. How often do you go to school? I go to school 5 days a week. You can say. I always go to school. You can say also. No problem. And the question, how do you go to school? Or how do you go to the market? You can say also, I go to the market quickly. We have that one. Now I'm going to tell you another one that is a little bit different. I go to the market, or I go to school, whatever it is. I go to the market without any money. No money, right? You go to the market without any money, right? When you buy the food, you look at your pocket, or maybe, so there is no money here. So that is it. I went to the market. You can say no problem. I go to the market without any money. You can say, right? Without any money. How do you go to the market? I go to the market without any money, right? We have the many ways to say, but you can say with the one word is okay. I go to the market quickly, and 2-3 words you can say. I go to the market without any money. Right? How do you work in the office? I work as a manager in the office. I work as the manager in the office. How do you work in a supermarket? You can say, I work as a cashier. Cashier take money, right? I work as a cashier in the supermarket. You can say, or maybe you can also say, oh, how do you live? I live. Normally we can say I live alone, or you can also say I live with my parents, without anyone. I live without anyone, or maybe I live with my parents. I cannot live without you. You can say, right? How do you live? How can you live? I cannot live without you, like that. So we can say very simple things with a how, right? So we have those kinds of the things, right? So that is the question how. We have two parts. The first one is one word, and the second one is 2-3 words. We can say, right? The questions are the same, right? The question is, for example, how do you go to school? How do you go to the market? But you have to answer with another sentence, right? So we have the two parts. Okay, I think you can understand that one, right? So I can ask you, okay, how do you learn English? I learn English carefully. I learn English heartily, with your heart. I learn English heartily. Or maybe you can say, I learn English with the whole effort. With your whole effort. You can say effort means your energy. So with your energy, right? I learn English like that. And that is a, how often do you learn English? We can say I learn English every day. That is another question. This one is a, how do you learn English? I learn English with my brother also, you can say also, right? How do you go to school? I go to school with my brother, right? I think you can understand that one. Okay, today's lesson go the about my team, right? Daga, the Nelly Sinala she, I lose a child, Mama she. To me, sorry, tell me, ha, me to me, Blue Sally. To me, Blue Sally is Ramira, to me, Sarah, Blue, Hinny, Blue Sally at the bomb media. Down with Kali, me, Barney Sally to meet it. I do meet a comma, Saratoga Pira, I'm not to me, Lenny Sally to Pija. Kadima Hata, you know. And Mara the Mau, Lugina the Boa, a Jadai Sala, Tamono, June Sala, to me, Sala. Pure Kama Sarah, how many media? How many Piruya Pine, Yaji? Pramado, transportation in a Miria. How do you go to school? John Blue Dwale, Blue Dwale, Garden or Yana. Not a car, a $1,000,000 need for a Gloria. A quick thing in it, Dwala, Gigo Monoma Dwala, Gloria. Bigoma Dabe and Piapo, whether Dalus your decision, I have leave to your Tima, Pupilla. Every recitation share, every recitation shall be how I had to go. This I did do on so paper. Did my every recitation, Yichiba. Also, how would Pierre have no? How shall go in a binding my canopy? How does I have no problem? How go? How do you go? Go to a bed to transportation. I mean, not to go up, how often? Now, how old or how tall or anyhow shall legend leader, no? I was there, Dima, how don't we have me? Who did not so how, no? How am I leader, Lumitimane, to get Yijiba, no? And how would the Charlie legend be? Dini how, no? Ni how Bowman Diamond, do you go to school? Big one, Pierre Bowman, Pira Manabai, the Kurene Pierre, Bowman, and Wise only Harina Pira, not a Kuala, Sarah, Bani Pires, the window as to Aluhari in the Peter Tamara. Below delay. Where do you live now? How do you live now? Where do you live in Bamani? I live in Yangon, I live in Manali Piria. I live in Myanmar, the Ku Piria. How do you live, also? You know, I live alone, the Ku Piria. I live with my parents, Blue Piria. I say, you didn't harm the water of Timothy. I say, how would the two of Blue Milia? I would not doubt the Ku witness I know. The two are what question a witness to be there, Milia. How do you eat a cake? I eat a cake with my brothers. Putting it where you go to Sarah. What do you do with your brother? What in a witness, Bombio, how do the Balabio don't let us? Naraga, how's the way? What's the weather like today? Is with Zion. That's why I watch the lightning to be how no Balabia? How is the weather to no Balabia? How what are you like to how are you no Balabia and Nidashi? Or how much of J? Like Peter Kama, so did anything else upon you? Every resolution might be upon them, Piruya. The tower, Yoga, how many I come up, could be PM at the body to a chini water, the body at the Baudujino Mira. Now to me, Banazales and Zone as I live. She no mamma the mouth, to lose in him home. No, I bet what how yet P and P Kama, the Tabi Pilia, no, Bao Mijina. How often by Piama, how old by Piama. You how you was in Piedmon Blue Sheep, that is the tower. That is a go, never seen no, Nale the vomit. Okay, that's a dinner lesson, the vomit. That's a journey, Sari Tabio, Yetio, Lila Tija. Okay, as a Salazar Tija. Question how do you speak English? When the mind the I speak English very well. I speak English well. I speak English very well. I speak English alone. Blue English got English got now to you, I speak English with my friends. English got blue English got native speaker. How do you learn English? I learn English with the native speakers. Dima would don't bone and you not a set okay. Or bone and you well alone with the with my friends. Dima who Pilia upon the new. Go so in a transportation. How do you go to school? I go to school by car. I go to school alone. I go to school with my friends. I will quickly limit only. I go so in go how go was the cool. I go over a Jenny Hardy to Jenny Johnny out your way. No, there are deeper than a unit at home. How often the cool? How old or how tall was the cool? The how much food, no? You know how many about we like a child go away with any husband, you want to cook it who you are thinking, no? How do you buy the food? I buy the food in cash. Without a way, no? Okay, now with the credits. I will only demand only at Ponani. The Ponani Luede, to the colonial material they brought, semi people. I dress every recitation of Haligo. The Charlie Pata Jutapipa. A consumer I got a little, then Chuali Jetabi as a movie or don't tell. Okay, that's when you're taking it out, knowledge of every resolution, they shall jet in Bogone, jet down with it, or Memali Papi, Nipa Papi, as a movie or to Bogome, whose guy will be told. Okay, are you smiling? Okay, if you don't smile, smile, right? Okay, and I think you can smile beautifully, right? You can say, how do you smile? I smile beautifully. Okay, so that's the thing. Now think about it. Bye bye.